Hi, loves. Welcome to a new episode of AW Confidential. Today's conversation is about discipline, identity, and the men behind the role. The roles. He's had quite a few. Bobbie Lee Jr. brings a unique mix of athletic intensity and on screen presence. But what interests me most is the mindset behind it all. And we're going to get into it. This isn't about credits, it's about growth, self awareness, and the courage to evolve in visible spaces. And be prepared for surprises because, Bobby, I'm scared of you. Hi, Bobby.
How you doing, Yvette? I'm glad to be on with you.
Thank you so much for being here. So, the first thing I want to do, I want you to take me back to your early influences because we all have moments, experiences, people that shape us or that help shape us. And I want to know before the acting entered, the scene, who's Bobby?
Man, Bobby was a kid that got beat up emotionally and mentally, never physically, because I've always been an athlete. But it all started. I skipped a grade growing up. I entered elementary at 4. My father had me and my sister on. He used to put up this chalkboard, and he would write math problems on it, and he would my sister would do one, and I would do one, and he would time it. He'd be like, I want you to do this in 60 seconds or 2 minutes or whatever it was. My sister would always beat me by like 6, 7 seconds because she's a year older than me. I got to a point where he was teaching us so much that we were ready. I was ready to go to the first grade at 4, but I wasn't emotionally ready. And so they put me in kindergarten. Well, that was all great, right? I skipped a grade, but I was smaller than everybody else. And I've always been to myself. I've always been kind of, if you catch me in a group, I'm going to be off to the side. I'm going to be off into the back to the side. I need an out. I'm still like that. Need an out. So I was smaller than all the guys. I was smaller than all the girls. It was all the way growing up until maybe the junior in high school. So people, kids, they mess with you
Yeah.
and they pick on you and blah, blah, blah. And I wasn't the type to play the dozen. Wasn't the type. So somebody said, hey, I don't know, you were this or you were that. I was a very awkward looking kid. Teeth were all messed up, and I was an awkward, I was an awkward looking kid. So I got picked on, and I wasn't the type of person to. You said something about me, I wasn't gonna say something back about you. I just wasn't. That didn't motivate me. That didn't activate me. If you made fun of the I had these and that I had these purple jeans I used to wear. I had I was always an artist. If I felt I wanted to express myself in a certain way, be it my outfit, be it an idea, I was gonna do that. And I never fit in, and I wanted to fit in. That I really wanted to fit in. I didn't say this often to my family or to people, but and that's a common thing. But I wanted to fit in, and I never did.
I think we all want to belong.
Yeah, right. I just didn't play along, and I think there's a lot of people that can kind of play the game growing up. They can kind of play the game.
I
They
think
can get by.
I
What's
think
that?
the way I describe it is there are people that are very good at assimilating, and then there are those that want to live in authenticity, even from a young age. You just want to be
Yeah.
able to express yourself and be loved for who you are. So I have to commend you because at that age, I think assimilating is the easiest way to go. You want to go with the crowd, but you
Yeah.
didn't. You
I
didn't.
gave up. I gave it up. There came a point in high school. I never went to a dance. Never went to a school dance. I didn't talk to girls. During lunchtime, I would go to the cafeteria and finish whatever homework. Not the cafeteria. I would go to the library, finish whatever work I had in the first 3 periods or whatever, just to stay away from people. I didn't eat food in the cafeteria not one time in 4 years of high school. I just stayed to myself. Of I got tired of trying to assimilate. Whenever I expressed myself, I felt like it was shot down. So I just went into myself,
Was
you
that
know.
how sports came into your world? Was that sort of a reprieve for you? because I do want to highlight you have a serious athletic background, and I want you to share some of that story because it's the human body is incredible, but we have to the drive has to come from us. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I think the only time that I really worked out and I could say, wow, like it was a discipline was when I had a trainer. But I'll say, "Oh, I'm this week I'm gonna start. I'll do a day. I'll do 2 days." And I kinda, like most people, just there's other things to do. But your athletic background, can you share a little bit about that? Because it's intense.
I can I can. Well, you did a little research on me, huh?
I
Okay.
always everyone knows I do my research.
My dad was a big time athlete. My mom was too, but my dad he's from Ohio. He was all state in football. He's a running back, and he was highly recruited by Ohio State, and he ended up doing going to the military and taking a different route. But my dad had me working out. I was young. I mean, he would pull this mat out. I still remember this blue and white mat. We would do just push-ups and sit-ups, push-ups and sit-ups. When I got to high school, I started taking things seriously because again, I was a year younger. Guys started messing with me, and never physically because my energy is really good, and it was really good back then. You don't want to pick on somebody who is not really they're not playing. I'm not playing the game. You're not gonna get anything out of picking on a person like me. Number one. Number two, I was still athletic. My body type was athletic. Well, even though you might say something to me and I might not say anything back, you're probably not gonna get physical with me, even though I'm smaller than you. But it got to a point where I just thought, I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna work out and get big on 'em. I'm gonna get real big on him. And so I started working out. My body didn't respond to it because I didn't start growing, like I said, until like junior year, senior year. But I was still working out. Body wasn't responding, but I was still working out. By the time my body started responding, my body already knew what to. My body, genetically, it was like, okay, puberty starts, and I just kind of, because I was working out, even though my body wasn't responding. So that's what started it is my dad. Maybe the catalyst was the treatment I was getting from that school. But I played a whole bunch of. I mean, I
No, but I
wrestled.
want you to
I,
share. Yeah, I know you
yeah.
played quite a few things
I mean, I started off playing football, obviously because of my dad. I would have ran track, but it was during tennis season, and I fell in love with tennis.
with tennis.
I played tennis all 4 years, high school, played collegiate tennis. I played tennis yesterday. I'm a tournament player. I was a semi-pro player. Tennis is my favorite thing to do out of anything on the planet.
Why is
That
that?
includes acting.
That includes acting.
Yeah. I love tennis because it's just me. That's why I love tennis. You got to think about it. Like I was on everything, I did baseball. I did football. I played a ton of basketball. I was always on a team, and as I've gotten older, I realized that I want to be responsible when I lose. When I lose, I want to look in the mirror and be like, Bobby, there was something that you didn't do that you needed to do. When I win, that's gonna be me too. I've always felt
But
I,
that's a lot of
I
pressure.
it is, but I took some tough team losses. I took some tough team losses, and it's like, man, maybe it's overconfidence. I don't know what you want to call it, but I always, if I want the failures, I want the glory, and I want to be responsible for myself. I don't want to be, and it's no knock on team sports. I still love playing on a team. I still play doubles in tennis. I still play other team sports, but when I picked up a tennis racket for the first time, I was introduced by this guy named Daniel, a Romanian guy. I was a freshman in high school, and he said, "You want to play tennis?" I said, "I have no idea. I mean, I've seen it on TV." And he was like, "Oh, come lunchtime. I'll let you play with my racket." And I got another one. We'll just hit for a second. I never put down a racket
Who's
after
your
that for the
favorite
rest of my
tennis player?
all timer right now.
That's a good question.
Do you
How
follow tennis? Are you playing with me?
a little no, a little bit. No, a little bit.
Um, I mean, you can't probably Rafael Nadal. Rafael Nadal is fantastic. Roger Federer. I mean, I have tons of players that I've always liked. I mean, even over the years, Serena's fantastic. This is probably Venus Williams, in my opinion, is the best specimen for a tennis player to ever exist.
Wow.
Um,
About the young generation, is it Osaka? What's her name?
Naomi Osaka. She's great.
Uh,
She's great. And she struggles a little bit mentally. I wish
yeah.
she was more of a
But
had that thing going in her.
I do want to ask you about that because you've played all these sports, and
Hmm.
mental toughness is huge in sports. It's huge in life, period. What mental toughness lessons from sports have carried over to your acting career? Because that's a very different discipline. But I think mental toughness you need for both.
Yeah, it's an easy segue, and I'll tell you why. I struggled a lot with tennis. When I first picked it up, I grew up in Oakland, inner city kid. You played basketball, you played baseball, you played football. Maybe you ran track. That's what you did. If it wasn't for the diversity that I ran into, at the neighboring high school that my parents wouldn't let me go to high school in Oakland. They just thought it was just too rough. I went, we finagled some stuff on the application and I went to the school next in the neighboring city. And, like I said, like he was Romanian. He was one of my best friends. If it wasn't for that, I went home. I grabbed a racket from my dad. He had an old Wilson. It was a metal T2000 that Jimmy Connors used to play with in the '70s.
Wow.
I went to school the next day with this racket. Everyone else had their graphite rackets and their, high tech. This metal. I still have it. That's a great racket. But I struggled with tennis. I didn't have the equipment. I didn't have the right shoes. And I lost a lot of matches. I lost a lot of matches, and it thickened my resolve. And we talked a little bit before about rejection. Before it, I lost a lot of matches to that. I did. I
Do
ended up
you hold
being right.
do you hold
Was
on to
I?
that? Because I could feel your energy. You hold on to that still, or
I mean, I don't forget it. Hold on, that's an interesting way to put it.
well, I could feel it's almost like I could see the pain in your face when you say it. That's why I asked.
I'm an artist. Everything that I've done in my life, I take with me. So if you say hold on in that regard, yeah,
Mm,
I don't. They're not painful to think about.
right.
But I'll put it this way. Everything you do as an artist fuels your art. If I'm dating a girl and she breaks my heart, I'm going to take that with me for the rest of my life. I'm going to use that in my art. I don't, maybe I go through therapy. Sure, fine. But I don't want to lose that part of me because at some point I'm going to use that and it's going to be fantastic when I use it.
I
Isn't,
love
you know,
that. I love
yeah,
that. Well, all these playing all these sports, and we talked about how you worked out and it's all discipline, all of it. Was there a moment that discipline saved you as an adult?
every day. I'll tell you this. I'm a day trader.
I didn't know that.
There's a lot of things you don't know about me.
Okay.
I do a lot of things. I do a lot of things. I'm a poet. I do a lot of things.
Oh, I could see the poet.
Yeah, it's littered all over a lot of my, social media and whatnot. As a matter of fact, everything I've gone through is in my poetry. All the struggle, all the pain, but discipline. You have to be disciplined when your money is in the market. Being a day trader is one of the hardest things to do on the planet in terms of a profession.
I used to work
And
in finance, so
yeah,
yeah, seen it.
well
I
then
worked on a trading floor for a long time.
really.
Really? Yes. But
What are you doing on the? No, I know. I got questions for maybe. What are you doing on the
I
trading floor?
I was just helping the
You're
guys out.
you're hilarious. Um,
But it's not what it used to be. The business has changed so much. It's all different. The
yeah,
environment has really changed.
yep.
It's
But you
different.
still need the discipline.
Percent. 100%. Wow.
I mean, talking about losses, I've taken a ton of losses over there too. And talking about taking stuff with you, I take my tennis losses with me. I take my acting, I don't really call them losses. Somebody doesn't choose me for something. Look, there's 8 billion people here. You're not going to sell everybody on everything. And if you have thick skin, which I do from some of the things that we've talked about, I take it with me in my tennis. I take it with me in my trading. I take it with me in my acting. I've had some terrible auditions. I mean, if you can imagine, I've played everything. I've played a lover. I've played a serial killer. I've played an arsonist. I've played a misogynist. You know, I've played everything.
Is there
But
any
the,
role you haven't played that you'd like to play?
I left Western. Okay, you want to put me in a
What?
Western? Find somebody who want to put me. Listen,
You need to get Ryan Coogler to make a Western and I put you in it. That's what we need.
Tell Ryan to get done with Michael B, man. He puts Michael B in everything. Bro, come on, listen, you gotta diversify. Come on down to the Bobbie Lee Jr. show. Nah. I actually obviously, he just took home that award at the BAFTAs the other day. So, shout out to Ryan Coogler, man. He's really, breaking some barriers and,
Yeah.
and doing some great things in the industry. He's from Oakland. We're from the
I wow, there's so much talent that's come out of there.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and a lot of it's undiscovered. A
yeah.
lot of it is stuck in the hood, you
Well,
know?
I have to
Um,
say when you have limited resources, you kinda get buried under, you know,
yeah,
no matter how much
yeah.
talent you have. I think there's just a lot of young men and women who might not get that opportunity because of it, and it's sad. But
It is.
that's a whole nother show, I have to tell you.
What are we? Are we limited for time or what's going on? That's actually an
No,
honest question. Are we limited for
no,
time?
I can talk all day. Don't get
Where
me
where
started.
where, where are you at? You in New York or something? Where you at?
I am on the East Coast.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, that works for me. That works for me.
You've had quite a journey. I didn't look up your age and I won't. And
I'm not
I
gonna say
think
anything.
and I think a lot of your experiences might surprise people. I mean, when I was looking through your just history, I was like, wow, this how old is this guy? I mean, I don't know. So I want to ask you, can you share with us maybe a moment that we wouldn't expect that you've had and you could say something that would surprise me? Right now, nothing surprised me, but I've looked you up, like I said. So,
I'll say this.
although the day trader thing did get me, I'm not gonna lie. That was good. Not have guessed it.
There's a lot of things that I do that listen, I was on the chess team, I was on the debate team. I'm an analytical nerd. I had studied quantum mechanics and string theory. Like, yeah, there's a lot of things on this planet. I'm gonna explore as many as I can. But what would surprise you? Surprise you. I'm gonna do a documentary at some point about my life. The
100%.
number, yeah, the
Support.
number one thing in the documentary, unfortunately, I can't share, and it would surprise you. But yeah, you gotta. The documentary is like, look, that's gonna be probably a decade out. So you're gonna have to tune in. Uh,
Okay.
but what would surprise you? I probably cry almost every day. Is that surprising? Maybe not every day,
It's
but
more surprising that you admit to crying because I think most men hide
yeah, I'm not most men.
that emotional part of them. I think
Yeah,
thank you for sharing that. You didn't have to.
yeah. I'll tell you this. When I say that I take everything with me, I take everything with me. When I say that I'm an artist and that authenticity is the highest vibration, I don't know what I'm going to say next. Live in the moment. When I'm the right commercial may come on, and I'm like, oh, this the poor dog, and I embrace, I embrace how I feel when, as an actor, a lot of actors have this thing. Oh, can you cry on cue? Can and especially men. A lot of women, we're a little more emotional than we are for a multitude of reasons.
I
But
cry at Hallmark movies. I cried at a
right,
Super Bowl commercial a year ago. I mean,
yeah, right. I mean, if it hits you, but guys, like you said, we'll feel that and we'll kind of suppress it. But like I said, as an actor, specifically, guys got to break through that. And what I did was I still have the list. I had a list of things that I had to do that would open me up emotionally. I went on YouTube and I started looking up. This is a long time ago. Let me tell a couple people this. Uh, I would watch videos of like really heinous things, sad, really, really depressing things, like soccer players passing out and dying on the pitch. Like I've ran into people of, animals dying, people's pets and like beheadings and like I went through months, dozens and dozens. I Googled the list of the saddest movies ever created. And I watched one movie after the next, after the next, after the next, after the next, after the next. I was a bawling mess in my life for a certain period of time when I was training myself to be an actor. I just wanted to awaken a part of myself that was vulnerable. And so I saw some really the corners of the internet. It can be really, really rough. I mean, like, there's some videos where I would turn the video will be over, and for the next 30 minutes, I'm just a ball on the just snot coming out of my nose, and I'm just crying after the stuff that I witnessed and the stuff that I saw that happened to because be somebody in Czechoslovakia or something. To the point where now, I mean, I was a ball. I went out on audition for I don't know, I forget what it was. Now I have to tone it back. I have to tone back my audition when I read the script and stuff. Oh, this guy needs to break down because TV is formulaic. They don't want snot coming out of your nose when you're crying.
No,
It's too
not
depressing.
anymore. I
Yeah.
mean, I have to say, like I said, I cry at Hallmark commercials, and the world is very charged right now, and that energy for me is toxic. I've been watching reality shows, Love is Blind, Love Island. I'm like, I
Well,
just
wait, is there a new Love is Blind?
yes, Ohio. Gotta watch.
Oh, that's right. Listen. I've
Oh my
seen
god,
every season.
it's a train wreck. I think they're kind of forgetting the plot, like what they're supposed to do. Oh, man, I'm already on episode 9. It's worth a watch.
So you do believe that it's all authentic.
I think from all the seasons, I believe maybe one couple, maybe one, but no,
So when he gets down on one knee and she's on the other side of the wall and he says, "Hey, you know what? I love you and
I don't
I
believe
want to
it.
spend the rest of my life with you."
No,
You don't believe it?
no, I don't. No,
I think it's real. I do.
really?
I'm not saying that I think everything is real, but
They think that wait, maybe they think it's real? I mean, these
it
guys, these men and women are in a bubble, literally in pods. So
that makes it easier.
maybe they think that it's really happening. I mean, yeah, I guess it's possible.
Because let's just say, because I think that they don't give us a time frame because they don't want you to day one, day two. They don't want you to know. I think they try to keep that murky. But I think it's about a week before they go to Mexico or wherever they decide to
No,
go.
stop it.
No, it's a week or two. I think it's like a week or
No,
two.
stop.
What do you think it is?
I thought it was like at least 3 or 4 weeks, maybe a month?
Even if you well, so you're telling me that if I talk to you for 4 weeks, you're not gonna be in love with me? Like, come on now, I'm joking with you. But it there it's a first of all, what don't make me get your number. I'm joking. It's a condensed period of time, right? So like you're meeting with this person every day and you're connecting over things that you would never connect with people in real life because you got work tomorrow or you got to do a podcast or whatever you have to do. But if I talk to you for 45 minutes today and I know that we connect and I'm gonna see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. and we're gonna talk again because we had a vibe, we had a connection, and then we learned about each other's families, whatever. And then the very next day, the third day, we have a little moment and maybe you shed a tear over something that, I mentioned that happened to, me as a kid or whatever. And we're connected. By 2 weeks in, you're gonna know more about me than you know all of your coworkers, most of your, half your ex-boyfriends, blah, blah, blah. I think, listen, I know that there's some stuff in especially the last season that I was like, bro, you just
You
wanted a trip.
know
You just wanted a free trip, you know.
oh,
But
so
I
you're
think
gonna enjoy Ohio. Oh, man, you're gonna enjoy Ohio. You need to share some notes after you watch. Just like, don't you see the red flags everywhere? What is wrong with people? I don't wanna mess it up for you, but oh my god.
yeah, it's easy to see someone else's red flag.
I am one who used to miss the red flag, like, literally was smacking me in the face over and over again, and I mean, you're young, dumb, and
But not no more, huh?
no. 2 marriages in, 2 divorces out. No, the wisdom comes and the lessons are absorbed. God knows I've learned my lessons. I can pass to the next level of this crazy game
How do you know you learned them?
because I learned to love myself more than anyone else. For me, that's been the lesson. Took a long time. Took a long time.
I
But we're not
understand.
but we're not here to talk about me, Bobby.
I mean, we can listen. I don't live in the box. For me, anything
Okay.
goes. You ever seen Jim Carrey in an interview?
I have. Not many, But there's one particular one that stands out for me because I didn't believe it until probably recently. The one where he talks about when he wrote the check to himself.
Yeah. Mhm.
That has that's literally in it's like ingrained in my brain. He's
Yeah, it's good stuff.
yeah, yeah.
He's in the
What
moment because I'm inspired by the present moment. And I think that I mean, you look at most interviews have some sort of level, they're contrived. Most interviews have some sort of veneer over them. You know, people, I don't want to know what you're going to ask me. You know, I don't want to know what I'm going to say. That's not life. You know, I'm gonna walk out. You know, I may walk outside and go to Trader Joe's and anything can happen. Bomb could explode. Anything could happen. We need to be ready for the moment. I'm telling you. Like I live my life like I'm ready for the moment. I don't want to know. Don't tell me. Do you like surprises?
do I like surprises?
What? You have to think about the answer?
Yeah,
You don't like?
kinda.
You're not sure if you like surprises?
I'm not sure.
Uh, yeah, you do. You just need the right surprise. Yeah, yeah. You just
I
need the
don't
right
know.
surprise.
I've always wanted a surprise like birthday party. I never got one. Not yet. Who knows?
Okay.
Never know.
DM me your birthday. You think I'm playing? It's important, We have to. Surprises are one of it's one of the jewels of life.
I think so is laughing.
Well, yeah,
I
yeah.
and I've spoken about this. I lost my mom. Actually, tomorrow will be third year of her passing. And thanks. And I went through a depression, and there's been ups and downs since then. And one of the I've been in, in and out of therapy forever. I love therapy. I think it's better than medicine for me. It's not for everyone. Everyone knows that I
It
say
is
this all the
medicine.
time. 100%. And you know what really dragged me out of that darkness, other than therapy, obviously? It's been laughter. I keep
Yeah,
manifesting. I want Kevin Hart here. I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know, but laughter that pulled me out of that dark place. I think
Kevin Hart, huh?
laughter, yeah. Who's your favorite comedian? For me, I don't know. He just I don't know.
I
There's
don't know. Kevin's great. I don't know if I have one. You get something different from everybody. Dave Chappelle's great, but I don't consider him. He's not. I don't consider
Mhm.
him like slap your leg funny.
it's
Um,
It's his humor that's just different, and I don't think I just saw his last Netflix special. I thought it was gr and I was enlightened by it because there were some things I learned that I didn't know. So it's different. I wouldn't say he's, like, laugh out loud funny. It's different.
yeah, I don't know if I have. I don't know if I have a favorite. I don't know. I know that I don't think I have one. I think there's people I like. I like Mike Epps, although his last one was a little weak for
You
me.
you didn't like
Um,
it? You didn't like the
I
last one?
thought it, I thought it was one of his weakest ones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
and I
the only
really
one
like
I've
Mike Epps.
seen. That's the only stand-up I've seen of his.
And you're talking about the latest, like it just came out.
It just came out. I watched it maybe a month, 3 weeks ago. Could
You
be.
like that, huh?
Yeah,
All right.
I thought it was funny.
Go back and watch some of his older stuff. I mean, look, maybe you won't like that. Yeah, yeah. No, I
I'll
think
check it out.
yeah, he is I like him because he's just a funny dude. He doesn't need to his material, he can
It
just
feels
say something in a
authentic.
certain way. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So you obviously don't hide much about yourself at all, and I appreciate you. You've been an open book. What part of yourself did you ever hide? Because now I'm starting to wonder. Have you ever hidden parts of yourself? Because now I'm like,
Yes, my documentary. No, I know that's not what you mean, but there was I mean, look, my whole childhood I was hiding. I remember I mean, sure, maybe this dates me. I was in high school when Happy Gilmore came out. That same week, or right maybe a week before, blah blah blah, the movie Tin Cup came out, which is also a golf movie. That Monday in class, the teacher she said, she what we did some sort of pop quiz or something, and she basically wanted to. It was like an icebreaker. She basically wanted to know what people had done over the weekend, and she had asked. She gave clues, and she said there was a movie. What movie did you guys? What movie is out that had a golfer and like a struggling golfer, and she went on and everybody raised their hand, and I raised my hand, and there was a gift. I forget what the gift was. It was you got a gift if you got the question right, and I raised my hand and everybody knew the answer. Well, I said Tin Cup, which is a great movie by the Kevin Costner, Rene Russo. It's actually
I
it's
remember
actually
that.
probably Did you see it?
Probably a very long time ago.
It's to me, it's one of the best sports movies, but no one ever talks about this movie. But it's a great movie. And I raised my hand and I said 10 Cup. Everybody laughed. They knew I was wrong. Nobody had seen this movie. Everybody saw Happy Gilmore. And the next person said Happy Gilmore and they got whatever the gift.
Oh.
And I promise you that I could not fit in for anything growing up. I just I watched adult movies. I when I was a kid, I just didn't do stuff people did. So I hid a lot. But came to a point where if I knew something about me was really me, I was like, back to school. It was August. You go back to school shopping, you get your shoes, you get your stuff
Oh,
before,
yeah.
September or whatever. And first day you're gonna show up with your good stuff. That one that's like, yeah, I'm gonna hit him with this. And then Tuesday, and then I'm gonna hit him with this, you know. Um, it was like a few days before the first day of class. My dad had always bought like Converse for us because he liked Converse shoes or whatever. So we were at the store and dating myself again. Dennis Rodman had his own signature shoe. It was his first, I think, or his only signature shoe from Converse. And I was like, huh, those are kind of cool. So I told my dad we bought them. The day before class, I forget, I was out somewhere, blah, blah, blah. Some kids were at the mall, whatever. And I overheard this kid. He was like, what kind of shoes? They were talking about what kind of shoes they were getting. They were getting some Nikes, some dope Nikes or whatever. And then one of the kids was like, you think I'm stupid? I ain't going to show up in no, you think, what if I showed up in the Dennis Rodmans? And they both started laughing at it. It's like they both like, I overheard this. And I was like, these were the only shoes that I had purchased to go to school tomorrow. I hid a lot in my life, Yvette. I never, I never fit. So as an adult, I worked my way out of all that. Like I said, I took argumentation and debate. I became an activist. We started, going to San Francisco and chanting in groups at City Hall. And I worked my way out of my shell to the point where like I don't. So now you fast forward today. What am I high for? I'm amazing. Right.
You are
That's
amazing.
how
You're
you
an
know.
amazing human. I just met you and I think you're extremely authentic and
You don't follow me on Instagram now.
of course I am. Come on now.
Yeah, you supposed to already do that though.
I know it's been one of those weeks. I'm just all
Yeah,
over
see,
the place.
here comes see, excuses. I got a notepad right here. You didn't know. Yeah, I got a notepad. Okay, so let's see. It's been a week. Excuses.
Okay.
Was that that's a truth bomb for the soul, huh?
I
Excuses.
haven't even
All right.
no, no. I haven't gotten to my truth bomb yet. You'll know when it's coming. So,
Okay.
how do you balance vulnerability with performing? Like you're I don't know, your vulnerability and your openness to me is first of all, it's a gift. And I know I said thank you.
No, thank you.
How do you balance the vulnerability and the strength? Because I see both.
This studio that I used to go to, that's this acting studio, it got closed down during COVID. Shout out to Bobby Chance, the Chance family, R.I.P. Larry Chance, Richie Chance, Allison. It was a great acting studio that produced some real names out of there. They had a showcase that used to happen every Thursday night. They bring about, industry bigwigs, directors, writers, actors, the producers, casting directors to come watch us perform. And I was about to go up and perform. And I've always been a raw greed dramatic actor. And in this scene that we're putting up, I had to really find a real emotional place, a real vulnerable place. I got a call from one of my original tennis buddies from Northern California. And he told me, this is like 15 minutes before I'm about to go on stage, that one of my day one coaches, RAP Mark Manning, he died earlier that day. I may have been the previous day, but he told me that he had passed. That man taught me a lot more than just tennis. I've been over his house, multiple times. I did business with him. He always has some health ailments anyway, and I had to go on stage. It was at that moment. I still remember the moment. It was at that moment where I switched my mentality about acting. I had always looked at myself as a man who was indestructible. Call it ego. Sure, that was in there. When I got that call, I released a lot of things. I said, you know what? I'm not going to perform today because I was going to perform, but I mean, in spirit, I said, God, whatever you want me to do, in this performance. I'm gonna be a vessel to do whatever's supposed to come out. Before that moment, I tried to control things, and I wanted to go like this, and then I'm gonna come out the door, and then I'm gonna go down stage and say the line like that, and maybe I'll come around the couch and say, you know what, man, I'm an open vessel. I'm gonna truly embrace vulnerability at this point because what's the good and what's the good and and having your hands all over a piece of art. And it was at that moment where I had a great performance, by the way. I just used what happened. And I had grown a new appreciation for vulnerability. And ever since then I took that with me in all of my performances. I just go into it, hey, Jesus, take the wheel, and I let whatever happen, whatever is going to happen.
I get the impression you don't live from your ego. If you did, I mean, we all do at some point, but it doesn't feel like you're there.
Yeah, I got rid of that. He doesn't help. He
Mm.
doesn't help. I don't have to be right. I don't have to get the last word. I'm in traffic. You cut me off. That's okay. It's okay. We're 93, million miles away from the sun. The sun is up there burning. It's not concerned that we exist. It's a ball of gas that's burning, and there's a bunch of life down here that was created from it. And we're just living. Why are you concerned with somebody cutting you off on the highway?
I'm actually going to argue that with you. I don't think we're all living. I think many of us are existing, not living.
Fair. Fair enough.
And that's all I
Fair
got to
enough.
say on that.
That's fair enough. I'm not gonna argue that. It's fair enough.
So everyone knows that I like to close the episode with a
What?
truth bomb
What?
close. Everybody
You
says
don't,
that. They're like, what do you mean?
you had enough of me, huh?
No, but
Hmm?
I gotta let you go
Hmm?
back to your life. You know what I mean?
You don't want no more.
What movie is
All
that
right.
from? It
All
sounds
right.
familiar. It's
It's an
familiar.
accent. I don't know. I just
Is
do
it an
accents. I
accent?
got a ton
Oh,
of accents. A
oh,
ton of
do
accents.
you? All right.
I do.
Okay.
I do. I do. I do. I do.
Okay. So when the noise fades, the titles go away, the roles dissolve, the expectations are let go. What keeps you choosing this life?
Well, rent's due at the end of the month, so I got to keep working. Now, I feel like
Oh, I felt that. I did.
curiosity. I think what keeps me motivated is again, I've said it before, is I want to live as truthfully and as authentic as possible.
That's a mic drop.
I do. I do. Okay.
Go ahead, because I have there's a part two to this
Okay.
interview.
Because we lie. We lie, lie, lie.
I
We
know.
lie, 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 lie. We
Isn't
lie
it
to each other.
exhausting now that you think about it? Like, oh my God. It's like once you decide, you know what? I'm just gonna be me. Take it, leave it. I'm just gonna say what I need to say because this is it. This is all I get. I mean, some people believe in
Yeah.
reincarnation. I don't know about that. But
Yeah, I'm not so sure either. I don't think any of us are, but what are we holding on to? I think
ego, ego.
mhm.
That's what it is.
It is what it is. And I don't want to live like that. I want to do what feels true in the moment. I want to love. Everything that we do is out of love or fear. And I look at my decisions that way. I'm like, okay, what do I do? What am I gonna do in this next little thing? I'm like, okay, well, where's the love decision, right? Or this next thing that we're gonna get into, or what kind of energy are we gonna move into that with, right? Because I could tiptoe into something. I could tiptoe in and let fear take its course, or I could embrace that I'm a child of God and I was made in His image, and God is love, and I can move with love and authenticity.
When did you step into that space? I've only stepped into I literally so losing my mom did forever change me, and that's when I started the process, but there was a lot of shedding for me. And literally up until not that long ago did I understand all of this. And I know where you are because I literally just stepped into it and it's a different just everything looks different to me. Everything looks different. When did you step into that? Has it been a while?
It has been a while. I went on a real spiritual journey. I feel like a lot of people go on somewhat of a journey when you face some real difficult times, and you try to you look up at the sky and you start asking some questions. I was really, really deep into. I still am meditation.
That has saved my nervous system, Bobby.
Yeah, should meditate.
And the interesting thing is, it wasn't until it hasn't even been a year, and I'm not a religious person, I am spiritual. I believe
Mhm.
in the universe and something bigger than me. I believe there is a God. I do. I don't know why, someone said, actually, it was my ex-husband who said, he said, "I know you're going through something." He said, "Why don't you buy a Bible?" I'm like, "No, I don't practice Catholicism." He said, "That's not what it's about. Buy a Bible, keep it by your bed. When you feel a certain way, and you know what I'm talking about," he said, "open a page, read a page, just read a passage." And I'm like, "But I don't know what am I supposed to read?" He says, "You don't need to know. The page that you open the on that day, it will have the passage you need." And can you believe that was May 2025, and I'm still doing that every day. And sometimes it just wows me because I could be feeling a certain way or kind of feel like I need something today, like my vibration is just not where it should be. And I read it and I get something from it. Some of it it has to be interpreted, but it's I don't want to say mystical. It's like I can't explain it. I can't explain it.
It's the first time you did that. Did you just flip through and what how would you open the first page? Like, what'd you look at?
I just opened the page. It's never on the same page unless I, like, put like, it has my Bible has, like, a red like, a bookmark.
Bookmark, yeah.
So there have been certain times, like, I think it's Matthew, the number, but it's a
Mhm.
big one.
And it always
Ti
makes sense
it always
to
makes
for you
sense
for the moment.
for the moment.
That's
So
beautiful.
I do believe in something bigger than us. I do, man. I don't it doesn't matter to me if anyone else believes it. I just know that I do because I've seen darkness. I've seen it. But
I believe.
I've also learned that I am a child of God. I'm a child of light. And
Yeah.
I put one foot in front of the other. That's all I got.
Yeah,
Like
that's all we got. So you meditate?
I do.
How often you meditate? Be honest.
I try every day, but sometimes I can't. Sometimes
I
I
understand.
can't.
Listen, I understand. I understand. I'm less consistent now than I was when I was at the place that answers the question you asked me. I got to I was listening to a lot of Alan Watts and a lot of philosophy and I used to go to a meditation gym and I was meditating an hour in a day. I'm sorry, an hour in the morning, an hour in the night, and then sometimes in the afternoon. I was meditating probably like 2, 3 hours a day. Affirmations, visualizations, reprogramming the subconscious mind.
But you know what I've learned though? Even though I don't sit still, let's say, for me it's not an hour. I'd say 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Even though
that's
I
all you
don't
need.
do that every day, when I sit and read a passage, when I listen to music, and I'm not talking about like party music, I'm talking like lo-fi or like instrumental, like there's a certain vibe. Like to me, that's meditation. That calms my nervous system. So it's not a matter of just sitting there with my eyes closed and no. There are different ways to meditate, I think, and it's, whatever works for you.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's what's most important.
Yeah.
That's what's working. I mean, what's the point in doing something somebody told you if it's not working,
I
right?
mean, I'm open, and if it's positive and if it's going to raise my vibrations, that's I don't know. I'm willing to try. But
Yeah,
before I let you go, I have to ask because you're all I could
I'm
tell.
I'm single. I'm
You've
single.
been
Yeah.
you've been
So
so okay. Well, thank you for
I don't
sharing.
know about being your third husband, but
I
and
don't
I'm
I
single.
don't know if there'll be any other husbands for me. I want to know, what truth are you most committed to protecting as you continue to evolve?
I mean, I think that's the truth. Lying is easy. Living it's more difficult, but lying is easy. I think we tell. I have to think about that, but I think most of us are telling more lies than we are truths.
You know what's the
Um,
worst lie?
what's that?
The one you tell yourself. That's the
Yeah,
worst lie. Because
yeah.
when
They're also
people
the
think
most
about
common.
lying, 100%. Because when people think about lying, they think about you lying to other people, and that's not even close to the
Mm-mm,
doesn't even begin to
mm-mm.
cover it. It's the lies you
Yeah,
tell
the
yourself.
lies. Yeah, yeah. Those are the ones that are gonna keep us in that toxic relationship. Those are the ones that are gonna keep us from applying for that job, or being authentic in the interview, or not showing up as our authentic selves. So I don't think it's a particular truth. I think it's the truth. I made a decision a few years back that you're gonna get the truth out of me. My best friend, shout out to Arthur Clark, my best, I told him, I said, look, man, you're gonna get the truth out of me. Don't ask me to lie for you. Don't ask me to tell some girl this, because I'm not. I'm
Has
not.
has that ever backfired, the truth for you? Has that ever
Yes.
backfired?
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay, because people don't want to tell the truth because they don't want to deal with the consequences in the moment. Oh, we're gonna kick this can down the road. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna tell you right now what you don't want to hear. It could be something that I did. Maybe I made a mistake, and I don't, no, no, no. We're gonna get that out, right? I'm gonna tell you, I messed up in this way, and I'll pay you back, or whatever, or I'll do whatever it is. But you're gonna get that right now, because I'm not. Every time you tell a lie, you know how you clean your house and you feel better. You get that clutter out the way. Your brain is getting cluttered. Every time you tell a lie, it's more clutter. You tell another lie, it's more clutter. You tell the truth, you don't have anything to, you have nothing to hide. Your house is clean. Why are we lying? You're gonna I run into situations, don't get me wrong, I run into situations where it's like, I'm gonna tell this person what happened. Or I gotta tell them that I don't have this thing that I said I was gonna have. And it's like, but if I don't tell them now, I'm gonna have to tell them later.
100.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell them now. Yeah, that's how I live my life. Yeah, I don't
Bobby,
lie to
thank
no,
you.
female. What? We're in the what? Well, I got my backdrop here. I got everything's good to
I
go. I took it out because it's like I'm gonna be authentic. I'm gonna pick earring. Well, I'm at the house. So you're gonna get out of here on me. Huh?
We're out of here, Bobby. Can you please share with everyone how they can learn more about Bobby Lee Jr.,
I'm gonna
please?
send you something for your birthday.
Okay.
You can find me on all. I'm the same on all socials. My name is Bobbie Lee Jr. Bobby with a IELEEJR. I'm like that on all socials. Um,
And I'm gonna go
this
follow you.
yes, yes. I might follow you back.
That's okay.
No, I got you. I got you.
You're awesome. You can come back anytime.
Thank you.
Conversations like this remind us that growth isn't polished, it's intentional. So thank you, Bobby, for being so authentic today and intentional with our conversation. Your truth matters to me and to our community. Share your truths in your own lives. Don't blow up your life, though. I'm not gonna give that advice. But if today's conversation resonated, please share it with someone who might need to hear it. I will talk to you soon, loves. Bye.